Hey, vinyl community, Jeff here again, and look, no glasses. Hey, my face is somewhat back to normal. Yay! Um, yeah, it's been kind of I don't want to say it's a quiet week, but I know it's been a few days since I've done a video. Kind of a hectic week last week at work. After 4 years of me being the only person in my position, they actually hired a second person for my position, so now I have help, which means I can take a vacation and not be on call the entire time. But anyway, so I have been spending a lot of time having her shadow me and doing a lot of training. So I haven't really actually had a ton of time to listen to records because she's there and I in the background. But I have listened to some. So I'm going to do a quick what's new. The what's spinning is going to be minimal, but the what's new has been part of the what's spinning. So anyway, yeah, let's get right on this and start this new week off with some stuff. I have gotten a few things in. Nothing major. I'm still kind of pulling back the reins and stuff. But these two items popped up on one of the Facebook groups, and I've had my eye on them on other websites. But this guy was selling them for cheaper than I've seen anywhere else. So I picked up these are both unofficial releases. So this is the Danger album. Let me get them out of this thing. They're still just as shiny. Anyway, so this is one of the unofficial releases that came out recently. And yeah, most of the time, these all tend to, be in the $30 range or whatever. And then you add shipping to that. It's on blue. But these were a good price, and so I grabbed them. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is this is like what? One of these is 89 and the other one, yeah, this is 1989. I have never heard that album before. I'm totally missed out on that band and knew little to nothing about it. So that was the first time listening to that. And I know a lot of the bands from the late 80s and early 90s, I've really gotten into a lot of that stuff. It tends to be a little grittier than the stuff that would be considered hair, the Rats and the stuff like that from the earlier 80s. So in the later 80s, early 90s, you had the slightly heavier edge stuff, the Skid Rows and the things like that. So I kind of envisioned them as being one of those sleaze rock type bands, a little bit more on the grittier side. But that actually turned out to be quite a bit more at times almost AOR feeling. It still had the hair phase type hard rock metal there, but very much they got a lot of keyboards, so it was very much more commercial than I had expected it to be. I'm familiar with some of Ted Poley's other work, and I have heard some of the Danger stuff digitally, but I haven't spent a lot of time with it. So I was just, it caught me off guard that it was a little more commercial than I had initially expected it to be. And then this one, another one I had never heard. This is the Trickster, and this also is one of the unofficial releases. But it's really done well. It's got the insert with the sleeves and the pictures. And this one's on a red. They sound good. I haven't had much of a problem with the unofficial releases. But again, I may have heard pieces of this over the years, but I've never owned it. Missed totally out on this whole late 80s, early 90s stuff. I was listening to all kinds of different metal and different music at the time and not really paying attention to a lot of the stuff that came out in the American age. This one, to me, was a little more what I was expecting. It was just a little more guitar driven, though even this was a little bit more on the not lighter side. That one was the more commercial with the keyboards. This one was just a little more straightforward type stuff. So yeah, I'm glad to have them because, again, I've kind of had my eyes on these, even though they are the unofficial releases. I wanted to go ahead and grab those. So the only other thing that really has come in this week that I picked this up on one of those things on Amazon that dropped down to, I think it was under $20, and I went ahead and got Metallica's Reload. I know, it's actually a pretty good album. I need to Load and Saint Anger as far as some of the other vinyl ones in this era, and it seems like they're coming down a little bit. This is the, I guess the 2014 blackened ones, which I guess some people are saying are not the greatest pressing, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm sure you've seen all these. Double record set. So I went ahead and grabbed this. This is really one of the only, regular Amazon type purchases that I've made. Now, this last one. So here's the story real briefly about this. So the singer in my band that I play with, and you've probably seen the videos on my channel of the band. He also buys vinyl records, not a lot. He's probably got, I don't know, he's got a small portion, maybe one or two bins. He's got a couple. But he does buy some stuff. And he's 10 years older than me, so he's definitely more into the earlier stuff, 70s and even 60s. So on Facebook, he posted the other day, he says, hey, I just got this album, and he just, shared, and he goes, turns out I accidentally bought two. Not sure how that happened, but he accidentally bought two of this. And so I had heard the name before, didn't know a whole lot about it, but then I just commented and said, hey, I know somebody that might be interested in checking it out to possibly take that one from you. So he brought it to me at practice last week. He's like, here, take it home, check it out, see if you want it. It wasn't too expensive. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. And I swear I've seen some people show this or one of their other releases in the VC at times, but I wasn't really aware of it. I knew I'd heard the name before, so I went online real quick to check out some stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. I mean, to me, it's psych rock. It's, I guess they also classify it as horror rock, I guess just because of the weird themes. But it's, psych rock, late 68. I think this was 1968. And this is an OG copy of 1968. I was thinking, because I looked it up, and I guess it was repressed. And these are on Amazon for like $30. I'm assuming it's an import repress. But he said, no, the one I got, if you want it, is an actual OG. So I brought it home and listened to part of it. Now, the singer, at times, the way he wails is very much, sounds like Ian Gillan. I'm like, these guys must have all been doing that in the late 60s, early 70s, that wail. I mean, at times it really sounds Deep Purple-ish. So it's, pretty cool. And I'm going to keep giving it a spin, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and pick this up from him. I think he paid $15 for it, so $16. So I'm like, I'll take it off your hands rather than you have to worry about the second one. So I got that. Now, as far as, let's see, other new things. Actually, that was about it. Well, no, there's this. Okay. These came in last week, and these are the reissues of the 3 Stryper albums. Now, Gerda Music put these out, gold disc editions of the 3 middle of the road stuff. We got the Stryper's Cover Tunes album. You've got Reborn, which was their first reunion album that came back in the early 2000s, where the band got back together, which we later found out was actually just a Michael Sweet solo album that they got the guys from Stryper to play on. Later, a couple years ago, a year or two ago, Michael reissued the original demos of the album where it was just a Michael Sweet album. It's a little different. He polished it up. But this is the one where he had all this stuff ready, and somebody said, you should turn it into a Stryper album. You got the guys to come in and play. There it is. So, and then, the Murder by Pride was a later album, that great comeback for that. Now those were reissued by Gerda Music, and they do have the cards inside, which I've already put in my little book here, but, you can see they got the gold cards. They each came with a little trading card. Gold foil, trading cards. And yes, I know there was a lot of controversy online between what Michael Sweet said about these releases, etc., etc. I'm not worried about that. Not going to get involved in that. I'm a Stryper fan, and I'm going to buy them whether they release them or whether somebody else releases them, as long as they're legit. And if Stryper reissues these, I'll buy them from Stryper. I'm sure they'll do something, upgrade even better. But for now, these are great. And the reason I kind of got them is because most of the original releases were digipacks. And so it's nice to get a case, and plus having the actual cards in there. Now, as far as what's spinning this week, real brief, I mean, this is stuff I covered in the last video. I have spent most of the time, because I've been training the person at work, I haven't had a chance to listen to a lot, but when I have had a chance to listen, I've been spinning through the Def Leppard box set that I got last week. I just, I've had this digital tracks for a while. I don't think I've had the CD, but, this is a great album. It's got a lot of cool B-sides type stuff on it. Some of those songs, I was like, they should have been on albums. They were great. Again, I've already mentioned I really do like Slang. This is really good stuff, so I've been spinning that. And this was the biggest surprise for me, Euphoria. For some reason in my mind, and over the years, you listen to things more or less based on what you remember. And I always remember this album being a little bit more, maybe I'm thinking more like the X album, 10 or whatever, as being more commercial and whatever. But man, I revisited this, maybe it's just the vinyl experience. And this has got some great stuff on it. I don't know why I've kind of poo-pooed it over the years or kind of ignored it. But I was really impressed when I went back and listened to that. It has some really great tunes. And Adrenalize, we know that. And I'm in the middle of doing the rarity stuff. Most of these I've had digitally when they released them, but to have them back now on vinyl and revisiting them, it's been really great. And of course, I've been spinning the 77s box set that I showed. I've been taking these in the car, actually, because I've had to do some driving recently. So I've been listening to these on CD a little more than the vinyl recently. So now this week I'm still kind of doing training, but hopefully I'll get to pull those out and spend a little more time spinning some music. But that's it for now. Just wanted to update everybody, have some fun with there, and keep rocking, and we will see you later. Rock on and rock hard.